Hello everyone, CrystalFissure here, and welcome to a new Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time video. I had the absolute pleasure of being able to play an early version of the game. This of course is not final, but thank you so much for Activision for actually providing me with this build. This unfinished build is really damn good, and I'm not just saying that. There's a lot to talk about here. I only actually have 3 minutes worth of footage that I can put up, but I'm going to be pausing it a bit later, replaying some stuff and talking about a little bit of the mechanics and how it's all working. And I also have another 2 videos with the Snow Way Out level to talk about. So firstly, just watching this footage here, you will see that this level is extremely varied. There is a lot to do. There is genuinely so much to do. Not only are you, I was going to say rail grinding, rail hanging, whatever you want to call it, vine riding. You are also running away from our T-Rex foe here. We are doing regular platforming as well. We are avoiding mushrooms in which they slow you down, avoiding, hazardous pits. There is so much to do, and this is such a throwback. Now, one thing I want to talk about in particular, actually, and I want to maybe do a separate video on this at some point, but if anything, the game that I am seeing them most be inspired by, and you may not think it with this level, obviously because it's like kind of like a returning Crash 3 style level, is it actually feels a lot like Crash 1. However, real quick, you'll see that there is a lot of 2D platforming in this game, at least in the 2.5, 3 levels that I was given access to. So, of course, then we have all this 3D, a beautiful scene in which we're being chased by a bunch of sons of dinosaur, of the main dinosaur, T-Rex there. Actually, no, they're not even, wait a minute, no, I don't even think they're related. They actually can't be. That'd be a very interesting scenario, no. Okay. I'm gonna let that sit there for a second. We'll talk about that in a minute. Hidden gem found. Just stay tuned on that one. You'll see that there's all kinds of different platforming nuances here as well, with the way in which you can slide. See, I ended up basically taking that a little bit too late and wasn't able to do it. Now, the sliding is probably my only thing where I look at it and go, okay. Sometimes I feel like there's not enough momentum behind it, and I'll try and show that off probably in another video, but long story short, this game wants you to utilize the normal jump. Put it that way, right? Like the normal jump where you're simply jumping like that. You don't need to double jump all the time. You don't need to slide jump. It's actually pretty, consistent if you just normally jump. And there we are, a dramatic end for this poor T-Rex. I always feel bad. It's like Spyro when you kill the fodder, I don't want to do that. What did he do wrong? We have the end of level thing, again, very much Crash 1-esque with the whole boxes thing. And that's all I can show for now. But we're gonna run it back a little bit and talk about it in a bit more depth. So Dino Dash is obviously, it's taking off a few different things. Obviously, it's much like Boneyard Dynamite. It's sort of borrowing that kind of naming convention, but aesthetically, in terms of how it looks, it really doesn't look anything like those levels. It's more of a light jungle, very purple red tone. It is extremely nice to actually play. It's like kind of comforting, for lack of a better term. The jungle theme really works. We didn't even talk about this mask here, in which we are able to phase. So what we do is, if you press triangle or R2, basically you phase certain boxes in. I'm guessing it's all to do with the dimension stuff, which is just another great little feature. This section here, I'm making it look like it's not too hard. This was probably like 10 attempts to do this, and that's what I want to just keep emphasizing throughout this game. I saw a couple comments early on being like, oh man, like Crash 4 looks easy, based on that beach footage. Fun fact, this footage is actually, these levels are about the midway point of the game, and I'm not even kidding. When I first played this, in this level, I died 35 times. Now, you guys know me as not being like the greatest gamer, like that's for sure. I'm definitely not someone that you would consider actually that good at games. However, I was speaking to other people, a certain Canadian guy, and he also struggled with some stuff early on. There is a bit of a learning curve, and I don't mean that in like a throwing shade way. I mean that in a really good way. You actually have to get used to the controls to this, because it is not easy. That's why I sort of compared it back to Crash 1, because with Crash 1, I'm horrendous at that game. The difference is though, is because of the slide, because of the, I guess, just the way it controls, it feels like something that you can learn to get good at, get the timing of the jumps right and stuff like that. There is a lot to collect. There's the hidden gem there. That is very Crash Twinsanity-esque, and as well, there are 6 gems. It looks like there are 6 gems, at least in the levels I saw, in each level, which is very similar to Twinsanity, and they're different colors. This level, by the way, in the pause screen, it says it's in the Aegipus dimension. So obviously Aegipus Rex was one of the bonus levels in Crash 3, so they're referencing that, I guess, as well. And there's some other lore-related stuff that I'll talk about in the next video I put up. Actually, it might even go up right at this time, or like a minute later. I don't know. We'll see what we want to do. But that's a really, really exciting prospect about the whole dimension thing. Separate. I think we're going to have to discuss that separately. But that's the thing, is that they are really clearly inspired by multiple elements of Crash, while the hardcore fans that actually want a difficult game, I can absolutely guarantee, I will guarantee with 100% certainty that this is not an easy game. Alright, so now I'd like to go through some of the different color changes we have throughout the level and tone changes. Of course, we have the sort of the murky beginnings kind of up in the cliffs, going past a bunch of, T-Rex eggs and stuff like that, a beautiful dinosaur there. We then transition to the first chase sequence where, again, it's still quite rocky, still quite mountainous. Then we sort of transition into this like poisonous, weird kind of marshy section. Very, very cool. For some reason it reminds me of Monsters Inc. I don't know why. Bonus image there. Then we start to get a little bit lava-y, the lava pits, like so. And then that transitions into the last bit with a big chase, basically surrounded by pools of lava. So it's really, really varied. Whereas like in Crash 3, there'd be a few different types. It'd be like the marshy water, and then the chase, and then the that sort of I guess fire pits as well. This one really transitions through, and it feels like you are truly traversing through this different time period, this different area. And that's the exciting part to me, is that it really feels like these levels are really, really whole. I mean, the box count is astronomical, and I'll talk about that in another video, but yeah, these are big, long levels, especially for only the middle of the game. It's been an absolute pleasure to be able to play the game, and look forward to the other videos I've got coming out literally within minutes or seconds of this one, where we talk about Snow Way Out. For now, I'm going to leave you with just the footage, just so you can hear the game audio, because that's a whole other topic in and of itself. The music in this game is, I'm pleasantly surprised. I shouldn't be, but I just am. With video game music these days, I don't know, I feel like there's just less of an emphasis on soundtracks as there was back in the day. But guys, it's exciting. Check out the footage. Let me know what you think. Can't wait to have a real discussion with you about It's About Time. Thanks, guys.